trying to introduce new technology in your course, don't be enamored with the technology. It is a tool. You first have to start with very solid instructional design. You first have to see what outcomes are you really trying to get to. And technology is just a tool to get to those outcomes. It is not, oh, let's play in the sandbox and let's have fun. That's a completely different thing. We are trying to teach something, and how we teach it is the technology aspect of it. EHRGO is a program that simulates an electronic healthcare record. Just like any time you go into a hospital or any outpatient clinic, it is what you see in a patient profile. It replaces all those folders that we used to have with all the patient data. What it also allows, which is very interesting, is a way for us to enrich the program with patient pictures, with their personal stories, with progress notes from other providers, with their previous admissions or problems. And so it allows a complete picture to form for the students of who this patient really is. Before EHRGO, solving patient cases seemed very linear to students. I have a problem, these are the list of solutions, and here's what I'm gonna do. But when we implemented EHRGO, all of that all of a sudden became a little bit more real. They didn't exactly have all the information. They had to make connections. They had to figure things out on their own and look things up. And the students at first had a real challenge with that because they're so used to multiple choice, and they're so used to having everything spelled out for them on a nice, neat little piece of paper, that when I asked them to go find the information in several different locations, they at first were a little bit disturbed about why isn't everything spelled out for me. But over time, they got used to finding information, being investigators, being critical thinkers, that they started to enjoy the process of putting patient cases together to form a complete picture of the patient and not just look at labs. Couple of ways that I facilitated students to overcome those challenges. One way, giving them time to become familiar with the program and how it works, so they felt safe in the technology aspect. The other part was giving them a free kind of a run of their decisions. They had 2 ways to submit their clinical decisions, and the first time they did it, there would be no penalty. It was more like, hey, Dr. Odessky, does this look good? Am I on the right track? And I would respond to them, yes, you are, or no, you're not. And then the second time they would do it in the same case, that would be the graded portion where we were really trying to solve the problem that we're facing. So I believe that giving them that safe first run really made them very comfortable. One of the greatest comments we got from students after this class from the program was how practical and beneficial it was to them. That it looked exactly like what they were seeing in real life on their clinical rotations. That this was the environment that they were actually working with and the patients that they were actually seeing. So the benefit for them that it felt real, and because it felt real, they were very invested in getting it right. As a faculty, if you decide to introduce new technology into your course, again, very important to have the design of the course laid out first. Have the outcomes and the instructional design. Work backwards from your outcomes to what you're trying to do. Technology is only a tool. Don't get so in love with it that this becomes the it of the course. The it of the course is your outcomes, and technology is just the way you get to them. The other thing is also be realistic in the amount of time it will take for you to become familiar with the piece of technology. Play with it, see what troubles you can get into, because it will come up in the course. So you have to devote enough time to be familiar with the piece of technology before you implement it, and it has to serve the outcomes of the course.